Anyway, this is going to be a bit of a mess because right in the middle I discovered something really exciting with the NDI app. So that's looking at the monitor and it's looking at the G7. What did it do? It's tracking something. Oh, it is. Holy shit! So I'm using the microphone on the Lumix G7, and I said I was going to set up this room again so that I could record with multiple cameras. I kind of did. So the multiple cameras are right here. I have my iPhone on my gimbal. The other input that I have is, and let's see if I can bring up a picture in picture. So this input is, oh look, I've got some musical notes under my box. Awesome. That is the Apple TV, and it's the Snoopy screensaver, which is currently on, which is cool. So the other thing is I've got my phone on the gimbal, and I was using the NDI app. So let me exit out of the screensaver and go back to the interface for the Apple TV. And so what I'm using is this thing called NDI Monitor. I guess Sienna is the company that makes it. So I'm gonna switch to that. And then I need to get into the app on the iPhone. And then I can select it. And so it's sideways. And now it's not sideways. Oops, wrong way. Let's go back. Oh, let's go front facing camera. There we go. So I can use the gimbal to move this around and frame myself. I'm not exactly sure how to change the exposure. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's overexposed. So you can adjust it while it's on, but when it's off, it's pretty touchy. Any better? A little bit. Yeah, that's pretty dark. So what I can do, that's actually too much. What about there? So I can adjust my lights. Anyway, so I've got two cameras to cut between. Camera 1, camera 2. I can transition or dissolve between the two. I can bring up a still image. And then put back between two cameras. So, and I'm recording this right now to the SSD that I've got attached to the ATEM Mini Pro ISO. I'm not recording ISOs right now because I didn't attach the ATEM to the computer to set that up. Actually, never mind. It says right now ISO record. So I must have left it in that mode. And it's probably got some funky name associated with it too. Now, I can see a vast difference between this camera exposure and this camera's exposure. So this is the G7. It's a better, well, I won't say it's a better camera. Okay, so this is what I was going to say I couldn't do, but it's actually tracking me in the NDI app. Sorry for my expletive, but I thought when I set this up that it wasn't going to be compatible with the NDI app for tracking. What is it called? I'll put it down somewhere so it'll track you in any app. It doesn't have to be the Insta360 app. And obviously, it also works in the NDI camera app. So that is an incredibly awesome discovery. You know, there's a word that YouTubers use called game changer, and I hate it. This isn't a game changer, but it's pretty neat. So I used it. Maybe what I'll do is I'll bleep it out. So when I switch back and forth between these, you can see this one's, I would say, exposed generally okay, but this is obviously underexposed. So I'm going to change that setting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if the camera can follow me around there. So hang on. All right. You ready, camera? Here we go. So I'm going to walk around this way. Follow me. Yep. Keep going. You see where I am. Oh, yep. See that? You got it. All right. So now I'm behind my camera and this is fun. This is awesome. All right. So what I'm going to do on this camera is I'm going to switch back here and I'm going to, so it was underexposed, right? So I've changed the shutter speed. Let's do something else. All right, follow me, camera. Follow me. Come with me. Yep, it's okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, you got it. Come on. You got it. Come on. All right. Here you go. Okay. So I think it's pretty close because here's the gimbal camera, the iPhone camera, and this is the G7. So this is, my brain right now is just like, I can't believe this is even working. And it's 10 minutes to 9 o'clock. So I expected to be banging on this or trying to figure out a way until midnight. And I can go to bed early tonight. All right, so let's recap. We're in the studio, and unfortunately, I didn't hook up good audio, so I'm using the audio from the G7. I screwed that up. All right, let's start again. Okay, hi, we're in the studio, and I'm using my Panasonic G7, Lumix G7. I have two cameras set up in the studio today. Right now, again, Lumix G7 is what our main camera is. And then we have a second angle that is the iPhone running an NDI camera app. sending that to the Apple TV, which is running an NDI monitor app, and that's the second input. So this is camera 2, or in this case, it's input 4, but it's the second camera. Hi, this is the second camera I'm talking to. And by the way, I'm using the front camera to do this. You can use either the front or the back. If I switch to the back, well, I don't want to do it because it may even screw up my tracking. So I don't want to do that because I want to be tracked. I don't usually want to be tracked, but in this case, I want to be tracked. So we've got a 2-camera input that we're recording to an SSD plugged into the ATEM Mini Pro ISO. So we're also ISO recording this. Again, tracking. So the NDI camera app supports this tracking system that's built into the Flow 2 Pro. So I can use that camera as an app that will follow me around the room. And so what I did was I get up. Let me go around and get back in the frame so that it sees me, it picks me up. All right, so I was over here, and I'll bend down a little bit so that you can see the camera. So here's the camera. All right, so I was fiddling with the exposure to kind of match it up, and then I got back over here, and it came around. It did a good job of trying to follow me. So it thinks it knows where I'm going. Yeah, come on. Yep, right over here. Come on. There you go. So so yeah, so it follows me around. And then what I can do when I get back into my seat is I can switch back to my main camera, and we're good to go. So this exceeded. I didn't expect much to work because I haven't been in my studio very much lately. I have cats beating down or scratching down my door trying to get in here, but I think they've given up, which is good. There's lots of things that I need to get straightened out. I'll give you one more view of the NDI camera with the tracking. Yeah, see, if I go low, it goes low. If I go high, it goes high. All right, so that's the goofiness. Experimentation, exceeding expectations. Can't believe that this worked. So I'm gonna have to not rethink a lot, but just rethink like, oh, I don't have to do this, this, and this because this experiment worked. So anyway, that's it for now. I'm going to stop recording. We'll talk to you again soon.